In this video, we're going to look at the Losi Lasernut, and then we're going to take it out for a spin to see how it handles off-road. And then we'll do a quick speed test to see what kind of top speeds we can get. Alright guys, this is going to be a look at the Losi Lasernut. Now this is going to be the 6th scale version of this vehicle. Not going to spend a lot of time, there we go, doing an unboxing on this. Vehicle's been out for a good minute, but I did catch this a little bit on a sale. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it because I did want another large scale vehicle in the house. Now, this thing is pretty large, so it's going to be one of the largest four-wheel drive buggies I know out there. There's probably one or two more, but since we haven't gotten that Typhon from Armor yet, whenever they're going to do it, I have to deal with this. So anyway, this is really scaled and it looks really good. It's got lights and everything on it. It's not the best basher though, so you can't take this out and do huge jumps with it unless you do some modifications to it. So I plan on keeping this and doing some modifications. With the things you need to do first with this vehicle is in the rear of this, these dog bones are, kind of hear that? They're a little loose back there. So you're definitely going to have to put a washer or something on one of the ends here to keep that from moving so much. And then let me go ahead to get this body off. You do have to go ahead and twist this and take this tire off. I believe this is a functional tire, but you do have to take this off in order to see some of the stuff on the inside. So yes, this is a functional tire with this. And then of course, take those two body clips off the front. And here you go on the inside. Now, like I said, you do have to take that tire off, which it could get annoying, I guess, at times with that. But that's going to be the look at the inside of this. Now, this does have a 6S system in it, and they probably did that for good reasons because 8S is going to be too much for this vehicle unless you beef it up. So things you will need if you're going to do 8S with, which I don't really recommend. I think 6S will be fine with this. You will need to get aluminum hinge pins for the rear of this because they are plastic, and those are probably, as I've seen in several videos, people have ended up, almost breaking these ARs off this if you're going to do some serious bashing for it. And then I saw several people that have problems with the steering. They basically were saying that this screw or whatever popped out or it popped off. Basically, you just need to put a bigger head screw in there, which I'll do before I take this out and drive it, so that that little screw up in there, when I drive and I hit something, that's just not going to pop out, and that's going to alleviate that problem right there. But everything else is going to be fine with this. I'm actually going to run this on some brand new Gen Z 6S Lipos I got. We'll test it on 4S and we'll go ahead and we'll test it on 6S to see what kind of speeds we get. And then we're going to take it off road. I'll probably just take it off road and run it on 4S. It depends on what kind of speeds we get on 4S instead of taking off road and doing 6S. But I am going to go ahead and, like I said, you can see this, that play right there. I'm going to go ahead and get this corrected real quick. I know a lot of people will kind of complain about this. I've had over the years. They say for $749, which is the current cost of this, that should actually be something that should be fixed. Now, people have talked about the chassis being bent too. It will probably need some kind of tower-to-tower brace or something in it, or I may just cut a piece of aluminum for the bottom of the chassis and put it underneath it and get some longer screws to keep that in, because I didn't really see any aftermarket stuff or anyone create anything to stiffen that chassis up. But I think if you make those modifications, meaning the aluminum hinge pins for the front and the rear, and then the cheap stuff you can do is, of course, put some kind of rubber washer or something back there to keep that from playing so much. Another screw there and a brace underneath the chassis to stiffen it up. I think you'll have a pretty good large scale buggy basher. So anyway, let me go ahead. I'm going to make these quick changes on here, and then I'm going to get some batteries charged up. We're going to speed test this on 4S and 6S. And then we're going to just take it to a mild area. And I'll decide on the speeds we get if we're going to do 4S bashing or 6S bashing. I'm not even going to take the ramp out because I know I don't want to jump this and tear this up the first day I run it out. So you guys give me about an hour or so, and it'll be just a second for you guys. All right, y'all, going to do a off-road test here. So we're going to test this off-road. We're going to get it in this big open field and just do a quick speed run down and then back. And we're going to see how fast this goes. So let me go ahead and get this started. I didn't do the modifications to the dog bones yet, but I'll do that a little bit later on. I'm curious how fast this is going to go. I only think I need one pass. before security comes out. Oh, and I flipped all the way down there. Look at that. Anyway. All right, that's pass number 1. We are at 100%. So I'm curious of the speed this went. Gonna go ahead and stop this and then read it. 48. I thought we'd get a little bit faster. Let me go ahead and start this again. And then let me try this one more time. This thing turns sharp, y'all. So you may want to dial down that dual rate steering and stuff on here. There we go. Bigger, wider turn. Let's go. Brakes are soft too. I don't think we're going to get any faster than that 48. We can gear this up, of course. Now, it's not meant to go 60, 70 miles per hour. Like I said, it's not a serious basher. But anyway, let's see what we got. 46. So I went 2 miles per hour slower. I should probably try to go down a little bit further, but I'll be happy and satisfied with 48 miles per hour. You might be able to squeeze 50 out of it if you're on road. But anyway, let's go ahead and take this around the corner and let's drive it in this little course. I'm not going to do any serious bashing, but I just want to drive it off road. All right, y'all, here to drive this off-road for a few minutes. Now, if you think about the speed of this at 48 miles per hour, that's about as fast as an X-Max or XRT. I think they go about that speed, if I recall. So going any faster than that may be too much for this if you're gonna put an 8S system or something in here. Trying to watch a little bit of these jumps. I know these dog bones could possibly pop out, but because they pop out, I definitely won't be able to find them off road. Yeah, 48 may be fine for it. I know I'm quiet, so I'm sitting up here enjoying watching this big old truck go around. Yeah, actually 48 may be fine. Should get a stock X-Max out here. I think the XRT is a little bit faster than the X-Max because it doesn't sit as high, but I do recommend you turn down your steering because this thing does make sharp turns. Look at that. For a big old truck, buggy. It's actually nice to bring a large vehicle out here for a chance instead of some of the other stuff I run. Actually, it's been years since I've driven something this large out here, actually, if you think about it. It's not going bad at all, y'all. It really isn't. Look at that. Those are leaves caught back there, that noise. This would be an awesome snow basher. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's basically meant for this kind of terrain. I think you can do some mild jumps with it. I don't think you can do nothing big unless you modify it. You guys put in the comments if you want me to modify this, because I can actually go in and build like a chassis brace to go underneath it. A piece of metal basically to stiffen the chassis up to keep it from flexing or bending if I'm going to start doing jumps with it. And then I definitely got to do something about them rear dog bones so they don't pop out. That's kind of why I'm taking it easy in these turns and stuff. But if this had snow out here, this would be perfect. Look at this. And I guess it's got kind of gold wheels on it, so it completes my gold wheel collection, right? With my RC10 Metallic Edition, my Monster Beetle, my Fox that's coming, and my Bigfoot from Traxxas. That's basically one from every company except for Arrma. Actually, Arrma doesn't have any gold wheel-plated RC vehicles. This is running good, actually. Real good. I know some of y'all want to see jumps and all that, but I'm not going to tear this thing up. Definitely not going to do that. I think if Losi continues to sell this, what they should probably do, put a little Ziploc baggie in there, put some instructions and say, do put some kind of something in the back of it for the dog bone, maybe some rubber O-rings or something, measured out right, and give you a flathead screw or something like that to put on that steering servo so that doesn't pop out. Cost them a couple bucks, but it would save some people some heartache of driving this that doesn't know. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to actually enjoy this while I'm out here. About 43 degrees here in Georgia, but I want to run this some more and just kind of enjoy it. I don't have to worry about filming videos every single time, but there's going to be links below on the screen if you guys want to check this out. You can probably get it on a sale if you can catch one here and there with it, but I'm going to run this some more and enjoy it out here. So if you guys want me to modify this, just put in the comments modify or something like that. And then I'll look at probably doing some mild modifications to it at some point in time, just to see how this goes once you put some modifications on, like I said, chassis braces underneath it. But anyway, with the like, subscribe, stay tuned for the next video. Appreciate you guys watching.